welcome to another episode of Chad Sports Talk. You don't know, my name's Chad. Take a dive on sports. And welcome to my Stanley Cup recap video. Congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche. 21 years of frustrations had finally bowled over. They lifted the cup once again. I'll go more all that series in a bit. Please don't mind the background. I'm going through a little project phase, as you can kind of tell back here. Created my own display cabinet for my collection of Funkos and Star Wars Lego sets. Yes, I'm that big of a nerd. Not only do I like, my sports teams, but, get the Transformers over here. So I got a bunch of things I collect. I'm actually building my own thing, looking over videos I found, of course, on the YouTube, and I'm kind of doing my own thing. But enough of that and promoting all that nonsense. If you could go ahead and smash that thumbs up for me, especially like the content provide you. It really pleases YouTube gods and really helps promote this channel out. You can also subscribe. A lot of you guys are watching my videos. I love you all for doing that. Not many of you subscribe. This costs you a dime. It helps me provide more entertainment value for you. Now let's go over this Stanley Cup Finals. The number one team out west, Colorado, finally reached that mountaintop again to Stanley Cup Finals after being bounced early, getting upsetted. And they finally, cracked that plateau. This core group that's been there for a long time, a lot of them 10 years, have been in Colorado. And this team has been drafted this way. These are all draft picks. Then they hardly sign anyone. They really kind of do this. And if they do sign them, they're not big names. You don't see Panarin running over to Denver to play hockey. He'd rather go to New York. But, that's just one of the aspects that this franchise done. If you looked at game one, Colorado came out flying. I mean, they were well rested. I thought Tampa Bay was going to take game one, mind you, but Colorado came out flying, and then they went flat, and that's when Tampa Bay came back, and it's like, oh, here we go. Colorado wins in OT. Second game, a complete demolishing of the Lightning, and the Avs shut them out. I mean, completely just obliterated them. That gave Tampa Bay a little fuel when they went down to Tampa. And they also laid the smackdown Colorado game 3. But game 4, that's where things kind of get a little interesting. Colorado ended up winning that, but tell the tape shows that there's actually too many men on the ice. That was not called. Tampa Bay got a little livid about that one, but Colorado was able to sneak out Tampa with the win and take a 3-1 series lead. Going back to Denver to they clinch it once again. Too many men on the ice. This time, the refs caught it. And Tampa Bay was able to shock the Avs at home to deny them a chance to win the cup at home. We move on to Game 6 down there in Tampa, and Tampa's looking to continue their quest to cement their dynasty in a salary cap era. I mean, they've already done the impossible already, doing a back-to-back Stanley Cup runs, making it their third Stanley Cup. I mean, you hardly see that nowadays in the NHL. Normally, there's teams have to take a year off before they go back. Look at Chicago and LA in a 4-year span. They have both had 2 cups, but they flip-flopped. So you're looking at that one, and you can tell that Tampa was already matched up with Colorado. They've evened out the series. They're like only like 2 games are really just blowouts, and they went either side. Everything else has been, a chess match between these 2 great teams, mind you. They're both built extremely well, and they have great talent on both sides. And Tampa Bay was able to get a early penalty that did not result in a goal, but then, a few minutes later, they did end up getting Stamkos didn't end up scoring the first goal, set the pace for that. But as the game progressed, you could see that the refs were not calling anything. They were letting the players play. Let a lot of things go. There's a lot of tripping calls that get called. Maybe some more interference calls that get called. Some other, holds that they get called. But they're just letting them play. They're letting them determine on the ice, and they're just calling the blatant ones, which kind of let the Tampa Bay fans a little upset because, of course, home fans don't like to see their players get hit and then put on the ice, so they want calls every single time. That's just typical, home fans. But they let them go. Controversy kind of spoiled off with the game tying goal. Is a penalty about to be called on Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay thought that Tampa Bay touched it once the call was made, which means it'll nullify any further action by the Avs. It was not. The replay showed the penalty, then the player touching the puck, then the arm goes up to signal there is a penalty on the ice. So the guy who signaled it, his thing is not to watch the puck. Someone else's job is to watch the puck. And then the other guy on the opposite end of the blue line saw it and then never touched the puck. Tic-tac-toe, puck behind the net. Which led to, them being furious and jawing at the refs at that one and not really liking the call. And then another controversial 2-minute on the ice, possibly. Landeskog stopped the puck with a skate, took the blade off the skate, and to be helped off the ice. He was actually crawling towards the bench. So technically it could have been called for 2-minute on the ice. Yeah. Was he really able to really affect the play at all? No. So I can see both sides of that one and see why the refs didn't call it, because he wasn't actually active in the play. He was trying to get off the ice, but because of his equipment failure, he couldn't. But speaking of equipment changes, Valesky had a couple of them himself. He had to go off, took off his helmet, get some fixed duns. That's when he put on a different helmet. That's what Colorado tied the game. Then afterwards, after they were complaining about that, he switched back to the original helmet. And then later on, he had to get his pad pretty much zip tied to fix it. So I don't know what they're not paying this poor man, or just giving him some bad equipment. But Valesky was doing everything he possibly could. The only bad game he had was game 2. Beyond that, he was pretty much standing on his head, making these wicked saves. Game, there was like another incident, which was going back and forth and then doing their tic-tac-toe, the slimmest of margins, and then they were able to put it back behind the net. And it was just holding off and continuing to move forward, to attack, to ensure Tampa Bay didn't have any breathing room, and they did most of that, and they just collapsed on the Lightning in this, and that was it. That was the seconds clicked away. There was like a no icing call at the end. Fans got upset once again with the refs. So you're gonna hear that a lot. I think from Tampa Bay fans, so the refs caused them the game. They didn't want them to three-peat as a fix. They're just whining. Tampa Bay had an excellent game. Excellent series. I mean, these are two great franchises going out, and I can foresee them going at it again. Maybe not next year, maybe in 2 years. But, these guys are definitely, if they're able to keep their core players happy, keep them in place, they'll be made for the future. And the Conn Smythe winner was not McKinnon, like I said. Cale Makar was the winner. He had 6 points in 10 playoff games. He was also won the Calder Trophy as a rookie, which he had that. Conn Smythe, I think he won the Norris. He also won the NCAA championship as well as Stanley Cup. He's like the only player to ever win all of those ever, and he's done it before the age of 25. If he continues this mark, he will be one of the greatest defensemen to be on the ice. Only time would tell, but I'm sure he's going to be there quite a long time. So hats off to a to Tampa Bay Lightning for a great run. I know not a lot of people really picked them to go very far. I know initially my preseason I had Boston over Vegas, and we all saw how that played out. Vegas couldn't make the playoffs. Boston got bounced in the first round. I already knew Tampa Bay was going to knock off Florida when they did. I didn't have Tampa Bay making out the Eastern Conference Finals. That's where I had Tampa Bay stopping. So I already knew Tampa Bay wasn't going to three-peat, but I knew they would make a nice deep run. They did. Hats off to them. If they keep their core players intact, Tampa's going to be here again. No doubt about it. Same thing with Colorado. If they can keep those core players intact and move forward, I'm sure Colorado will make another trip or two by the next 5 years. So I don't think this is going to, this is going to be the last time these two teams face off the Stanley Cup in the next 5 years. Well, we'll see how this one plays out. But anyways, that's my recap. And once again, apologize for the mess behind me. Still working on some few things. Unfortunately, the way this cabinet is being built right now, it can't go where it's going to go. So you won't be able to see the collection that got developed, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to build this cabinet. I underestimated the size of the cabinet, so it is what it is. Hey, but let me know down below what you thought about the series. Do you think the refs cost it for the Lightning? Do you like the idea the refs let the game play, let the players play, and pretty much took them out of the equation except for the very blatant ones? Are you going to see these two go ahead again next year? So let me know down in the comments below where you're there. You can also hit that thumbs up for me. Again, you can also share this video with your friends or family. It really helps promote the channel out. And once you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification. Until next time I post a video. And I will see you next time on Chat Sports Talk.